Hey, it's me, Jonathan Medina, America's #1 youth motivator. I'm your coach, I'm your teammate, I'm your teacher, I'm your friend. Today, I want to talk to you about setting that big dream, that big goal, that big old dream. You've probably heard me speak live already. You've probably already heard me talk about having that big, huge dream, that big, huge goal. And so today, I want to share more about that with you. Just like in my speech, I want to tell you right now, I constantly have people have a big mistake. They make a big mistake. Oh, you're a motivational speaker. I don't have any dreams. They tell me, sir, I don't know what I want to be when I grow up. Sir, I don't know what I want to do when I get older. So many people, they make a huge mistake. But the first thing I do every single morning, I read my favorite book. I read it from my phone. And in that book, it says that without a vision, the people perish. Without a vision, the students lose. And so I want you not to have a loser year. I want you to have the most amazing year. This is a champion year. It's game time. And so the first thing I need you to do, the very first thing I need you to do is I need you to start making that big old dream. So people ask me, well, what exactly is a big old dream? A big old dream is something that you want to be years from now, something that you have to grow into. Maybe you don't have the skills right now. You're not big enough. You're not fast enough. You're not strong enough if you're an athlete. Maybe you don't know the things that you need to know. As a student, you need to get smarter. Maybe some things you just need more experience. And so there's going to be things that are going to take you time to get to that goal. And so what I want you to do is have a big enough goal to where you're saying to yourself right now, I have a goal, but I don't know if I can make it because you know what? I have to start doing better in school. I have a goal, but I don't know if I could do it because I have to get stronger. I have to get faster. There's things that you need to do to get better at. So that's what I want your big dream, that big old goal is not only is it years from now, but it's years of you getting better. One of my all-time favorite books, it also says to think with the end in mind. So what I want you to do is we're going to think about that 10 years from now, 5 years from now, 20 years from now goal. And on your worksheet, I just gave you, there's one spot that is specifically about having a long-term goal. And so on that spot in the worksheet, I want you to write down, so you just click on the link to the side somewhere, but you're going to download that, you're going to print it. And then I want you to write down what that big old dream is. I had one student come up to me say, sir, I want to start a business. This little girl, she wanted to open up her own hair salon. One little boy, he told me how he wanted to be a teacher. Another little girl, she told me how she wanted to be a principal. There's people that told me they want to be in the medical field. These things all require years of training. They require licenses. They require certification. And so these are great long-term goals. I've also had one little boy come up to me. He said, sir, I'm like you. I didn't know my dad growing up. And so I want to know my family. So I want you to think about goals, about having your family, what kind of man, what kind of girl, what kind of woman you want to be. And so I want you to think about those long-term goals. You know, think about where you want to live. Think about what university you want to go to. I often share that when I was really young, I had a dream and a vision that someday I would go to some of the most prestigious schools in the country. And so that's what I want for you. I want you to have that championship year. But not just a championship year, I want you to have a championship life. And so what I want you to do is on that one corner, I want you to write your big old dream, your big old goals, your big old vision. That's on that one side. And then on the next side, I want you to write, it's a little bit more short term. So I want you to think about, you know, what kind of dream or what kind of checkpoints. And so if that's a 10-year goal, if we bring it back down to 5 years, if it was a 20-year goal, we bring it back down to 10 years, you know, about the halfway point, I want you to write down your halfway goals. And so we're going to go from the end in mind. And so we're going to start from the forward and we're going to come back. And so, you know, when I was training to be an athlete, they said they wanted me to weigh 300 pounds at the end of the year before I got to play left tackle. Well, I knew that at the halfway point, I was trying to gain 50 pounds, so I need to be about 25 pounds up. And if I gain 25 pounds in the first 6 months, then I only had to gain 25 pounds in the next 6 months. And so what I want you to do is I want you to go backwards. We're going to go halfway to your big old dream. And then on the bottom, I want you to write down like your this year dream. And this year, this championship year, what does it mean for you to have a champion year? Does it mean that I had good grades? Does it mean that I made the team? Does it mean that I became a starter? I won awards. I became a student leader. I went to school every single day. I did my homework. You know, I don't know what your dreams and your goals are for this year, what makes a championship year for you, but I want you to have those 1 year goals. And in this last block on the bottom, I want this to be kind of the selfish moment. I want you to talk about, you know, why do you have those goals? Would it make your mom and your dad proud, your family proud? Would it make you proud? How would you feel if you accomplish those goals. And so on that bottom corner, I want you to just write down your feelings. I want you to get up in your feelings. Write down how it's going to make you feel. I remember what it was like to walk across the stage when I graduated college. I felt so proud. It felt so good. No one in my family had ever done that. And my family was there. They traveled the country to go watch that moment. I was celebrating with all these other families, and it felt good. It felt amazing. I had accomplished my dreams and goals at that time. And every time I go after more, I still think of those moments where it felt so good. And so I want you to feel good this year. I want you to be a champion. I believe in you. You can do it. Make sure you have goals.